Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Mike. This is Building Tinker, and today we're looking at the 1989 Batmobile, and it's issues 27 to 32. That's just going to be quite similar to the last video. We did the left-hand side of the front of the car in the last video with the front fender and the sort of machine gun that was in there and the little disc launcher. And it looks like we're just going to be doing the same, but for the opposite side of the car. So let's dig in and get started. So the very first issue, issue 27, we're actually going to start on this gun. And again, similar to the last one. So the very first step is to take the piston here and the cylinder it goes into, and we're going to put those together like so. We're going to create this piston. That's so that we're going to be able to angle the weapon. That then goes into this piece here. It's a metal piece, and again, this just slides over. So we put the black end in there, and it slides over that post. We're going to put a screw to hold that down. It's an L screw. Now there is a magnet in the bottom here, and the screw keeps getting pulled in towards the magnet. There we go. Just had to put my finger to stop it from doing that. And with that screwed in place, there is a little cover to go over the top, and the cover just pushes into place. Just pushes into place. There we go. Just like so. Now we take this half of the sort of body of the gun. There is a post, big post on that side. And we're going to fit the top. So the top is another metal piece, and this is it. And it's going to sit just in the top like here. So there's a little cutout, and it's going to fit around that piece there. And there's nothing holding it in just yet. So we'll gently lay that down. And then with that in, we're going to take the strike pin here. It's got a little handle, and there's a spring. Now there's only one spring, so don't lose it. I'm going to start by putting the pin in. There's a little handle on it, and that goes in this end first. So put it in there. It's facing the wrong way. And you can see that's now able to slide along here like that. And then the little pin on the end of that is for the spring. So we're going to engage that gently and then just compress it so that it goes into the gap. And again, we need to make sure nothing pings out. So I'm going to keep my hand over it. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to be able to. I have to lay it down very gently. Then take this part that we just made. I'm going to spin it around just so that it matches the orientation of the book. And then with this way up, the piston goes on that post there, and this one drops over this hole. So make sure it's all sort of laying nicely lined up, because we're now going to drop the other half of the body over. That's just going to drop over the top of everything, just like that. But we've got a couple of screws to put in. They're both H screws, and one goes on this end of the body here to hold that together. And then we're going to flip it over before we put this one in this side. There we go. And there is the assembly, and it should be able to just slightly move up and down on that piston. And that's it for issue 27. So we'll move on to issue 28. So here in issue 28, we get these parts. This is the top cover for the where the machine gun comes out. That's got some magnets in it. We've also got the actual barrel here, and a post which kind of gives it a bit of strength, and our ammunition. So the barrel isn't drilled. It's got these mock holes that are just indents. Now you could drill them out quite easily. It is made of plastic, so a small Dremel or even a handheld drill bit, one of those very small electric drills would do it. You just have to take your time, and I think it's worth doing, because either that or you'd have to paint the dots. One of the two, but we'll do something with this after the build is complete. I'll probably take this back off and we'll do some mods on it. Step one actually involves this barrel plus this little muzzle plug at the end, and that literally goes into here. It's just a push fit. And then we take this steel rod and the main body of the gun, and we push that into just like so. And then this goes over the top. And then it's just a push fit, but it's push the muzzle back out. So let's try that again. Yeah, it's probably easy to do the muzzle last. That's all of that assembled. And we now add this. This is basically the guide for the ammunition, and it's going to go onto the side here. So it's got a curved. Well, it's curved on both sides, but there's a little aperture there that needs to go towards the rear of the body of the gun. So it is just a push fit. Oh, can you see? There we go. So there we are. That little aperture is towards the rear, and it just pushes on, and then that enables us to lift up the cover like so. Take our ammunition. Now this string of ammunition has two little plastic tabs on it. You can see there's one there, one about a third of the way down. They're the only two, and they go into these holes. There's one just there and one there, just to hold it nicely in place. So we're going to push the top one in first, wrap it around. No, it's come out. Wrap it around. Maybe I'll close the lid to hold it in place. Push the second one in. There we go. That's now holding it down. Very straightforward. We don't use the cover yet, so that's the weapon sort of finished, and that's the end of this issue. So let's move on to issue 29. So issue 29, we start to put together the right-hand disc launcher, very much like the other side. We've got the cover. This is a metal piece. They are stamped R&L, so if you're doing these, if you're saving your pieces up and doing it in batches, then they have stamped the parts, so you know which side they go on. We've got another disc here to assemble, and then this is the little sort of guide that's used to store the discs in here. So the first step is to actually take the cover, and we're going to attach it to this disc holder. It's like the bracket, and it sits over just like this. So there's two little pins in the bottom here, and then we've got a screw hole there that's going to hold it all together. I'm going to put a G screw into that. Okay, with that attached, we then take this plastic piece, and that's the piece that holds the discs. So on the narrower end, if we put that way, you'll see there's these three little holes here, and they line up with the three pins on the bottom of that piece. And we're just going to put them in and give it a little gentle push. Then we assemble the disc. There is a little tab here on the smaller half that has to line up with these little markers there. I think that's just to ensure that the bat symbol is the right way around, so as we turn it around it's always in the right place. And we don't fit this to anything yet. We've now got these two pieces and they don't get installed on anything, and we move on now to issue 30. So in issue 30 we're going to assemble another disc. We've also got this is the aperture into which the gun sits. It's sort of the recess in the front fender. Now, you may remember when we did the one on the other side, there was a slight confusion because we had these magnets were not installed. They were just loose inside the packet. And the question I had was, were they supposed to be loose? Was I supposed to glue them in? There was no mention of them in the book, and in the pictures they sort of seem to appear and disappear randomly. Well, I think we've got our answer in that on this side, we've got this part and the magnets are pre-installed and glued into place. So I'm not quite sure what happened with my last one. Conveniently, the magnets were still in the packet, so I'm going to glue them into place now. I know that that's what's supposed to happen. But for this, we're just going to start by assembling this disc, just like the last one. Line the tab up with the gap on this side and give it a gentle squeeze. And that's it. They don't want us to do anything more than just assemble one disc. These parts here are now going to be put to one side. So a bit of a shame, not much to do, but we'll quickly move on then to issue 31. So in issue 31 we get the right fender, and it's a really large piece of bodywork. It's easily, let's have a look, it's nearly 35 centimetres long, which is just over a foot. As with any large piece of bodywork, the first thing we do is inspect it, make sure there's no scratches, scuffs, dings or anything like that, or paint imperfections. This one's looking pretty good. Yeah, that's fine. So we don't need to worry about returning it. And the very first thing we do is turn it upside down. So in order to make sure it doesn't get scratched, I'm actually going to use the piece of foam that came in the box, because obviously it's the perfect size. I'm going to lay it down on that, and we're going to take the gun compartment from the last issue, take the bits out of it, and we're simply going to lay that down into its very obvious location, and it sits over a couple of locating pins, onto which we put some A screws. Okay, now with the wing or fender, whatever you want to call it, sitting on its side, just so you can see, there are these locators here. And therefore this, you can see how we've got a similar pattern on that, and that's literally going to go and sit this way up, and it lines up nicely with the bottom of that panel. And then we're going to put some A screws in to hold that in place. There's one on this pillar and then one near the front. And whenever you're screwing together the metal body panels, just make sure you've definitely got it all the way home nice and tight. You don't want any rattly panels. I once bought a part-built DeLorean from someone, and they seem to have every single screw was at least one or two threads loose. So the whole thing was all wobbly and horrible, and I had to literally strip the whole thing apart to actually put it back together again. And if we pop this up so we can see the machine gun enclosure, we can now take the gun, and that's going to sit in here. Now, it's magnet attached so that you can remove the guns. They don't sink down or anything. So if you want to display this with the guns out, you need to just lift it off. So they sit in here, and the ammunition runs into that little pocket there. And it literally just sits down and the magnet holds it in place. There doesn't appear to be quite enough friction on the piston to allow it to sit in the up position, which is interesting because when I did the one on the other side, there was. So we may need to figure out how we're going to deal with that. One of the ways to do it, obviously, is to add more friction onto the piston itself. Now, I've just finished building the GTR Skyline from Fanhome, and they've got some struts on the trunk lid that are very similar to this, but what they provide you with is some tiny, they're very tiny, rubber washers that go onto here into a little groove to just offer enough resistance so that the boot stays up, the trunk lid stays up. We may need to do similar kind of mod maybe on this to put something rubberized, maybe some heat shrink, something like that, just on the tip of that piston, so that there's enough friction that it can hold up the weight of the gun itself. It's interesting that one side works and this one doesn't, so a little bit disappointing. So if you wanted to display it without these, you literally lift that off and then you take your cover, it's got these magnets on, and oops, and drop it into place. And it will sit like that. And you can pick it out with your finger, so that's not too bad. And that is it for issue 31, no more assembly. So we just need to take all of these different pieces and make sure that we are storing them safely somewhere. Let's move on to issue 32. So here are the pieces for issue 32. We've got a couple more of these discs that we need to assemble, and this is the enclosure into which the disc launcher sits. It kind of hinges in and out. We're going to need to fit that to the front fender. So we'll start by assembling these two discs. Again, just lining up the pieces and giving them a squeeze. Like so. So with the fender on its side, we've got this here to install, which is the aperture into which the disc launcher folds. It sort of hinges in, and you can see we've got a small aperture and a large one. Same here. But before we do that, we need to take the launcher itself. We're actually going to sit it into here. The magazine says to put it onto here first, but I found it was actually slightly easier to do it this way around. And then put the whole thing down and make sure it sits nice and flat. There we go. How do we give it a bit of a squeeze? And you should see now it's sitting nice and flush on the other side. So make sure it's completely flat. It wants to pop up sometimes. We'll get some A screws on here. There's one in each of these holes. Okay, and with those two screwed in, we now have our disc launcher in place, and it will hinge out just like that. In fact, it comes out quite a long way. It comes out to 90 degrees. Of course, no disc launcher is complete until we've put some discs in it to launch. So you can actually fit 3, I think, in this one here. Yeah, so you can put 3 in there. They just slide in gently, and then the final one sits in this outer gap ready to be launched. There we go. And there it is, nicely concealed. The final piece is this. This is, they call it the side wing cover. It's got 2 magnets on it, which hold it into place here. I don't really understand why it needed to be a separate piece, but it obviously has, who knows. It's got a short side and a long side, so the long side goes towards the front. Once you get it in, you can't really get it out again. So I don't really know what the purpose of that was, but it's there. And that is everything, I think. Yeah, that's the whole lot for issue 32. So again, all of it pretty quick and easy, but we do have a really huge piece of bodywork here to go alongside the other one. We'll put our cover on there. That looks great. So in terms of assembled pieces, this is what we now have. And obviously they're just laid next to each other right now, but we've got this front nose cone with the turbine, the engine we've built and ready to go. And we've now got both of these front fenders with their machine guns and their disc launchers. We're still missing a headlight on this side. Obviously we'll probably get that in the next delivery. But it really is gigantic. This is just the, this is just the hood, the front of the car, and it's absolutely ginormous. And I love it. I think it's an amazing model. It's going to look awesome when it's finished. I don't know where it's going to fit. I definitely am going to have to build some bigger shelves because the ones I've got behind me aren't even close to being large enough. But it's a great problem to have. Well, I'm not sure my wife would necessarily agree with that, but she's very accommodating to my hobbies. It's such a lovely piece, and the matte finish is really nice. I'm not sure how heavy it's going to be when it's all said and done, but probably going to be quite heavy. Other similar size models are approaching the sort of 20 kilo, 25 kilo mark. This could be even bigger than that. I've got the Routemaster bus elsewhere in the studio, and that is, I think, nearly 28 kilos when it was done. Something like that. I know it was heavier than the maximum per shelf weight limit on the shelves that I bought from IKEA. So they won't do. But that's the end of this issue and the end of the video. So I hope you found it useful. I hope your build's coming along as smoothly as mine is. We've really had no major bumps in the road. Just a couple of magnets need some glue on them. And I've actually got 2 of these subscriptions on the go. One I'm filming, another one I'm just building in the background. I don't know what I'm going to do with the second one, whether I'll sell it when I'm done or whether we modify it somehow for a specific scene or diorama. The biggest limitation always being, where am I going to put it? Space is always at a premium. But I hope the video was useful to you and that you enjoyed it. Thanks for sticking around this far. If you have, remember to click that like button or subscribe button if you haven't already. It costs you nothing and it really helps promote the channel. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your day. Look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.